Chapter 2. And now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you. If ye will not hear, and if ye will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to your heart. Behold, I will corrupt your seed, and spread dung upon your faces. Now, this is talking about the field, so it's literal seed that it's talking about. Behold, I will corrupt your seed and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feast, and one shall take you away with it, and ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. So once again, the Lord is saying, I will corrupt your seed, but better, I will destroy for you the seed, namely of the crops. It must be remembered that because the people neglected to pay the tithes, even the people, everything was backsliding at this time, very, very heavily, right into their old ways. Now remember, this is about a century after they returned back unto the land, so it was getting pretty bad pretty quick. It must be remembered that because the people neglected to pay the tithes, the Levites were obliged to go and till the fields. But the Lord begins pointing back to Levi, the Levitical line. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me, and was afraid before my name. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Now we're seeing this talk of stumbling, a stumbling block. Instead of interpreting the law for people and leading them through the appropriate ceremonies in order to bless the Lord, they would be a stumbling block, and they would cause all of this corruption to start coming in, all this money in the marketplace. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. Now Malachi speaks up. Have we not all one Father? Have not one God created us? Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother by profaning the covenant of our fathers? The glory of the priesthood and the honor that belonged to it were now turned into disgrace and contempt when men compared the actual with the ideal. We read in 1 Samuel 2, Them that honor me I will honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. Judah hath dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Judah hath profaned the holiness of the Lord which he loved, and hath married the daughter of a strange god. The Lord will cut off the man that doeth this, the master and the scholar, out of the tabernacles of Jacob, and him that offereth an offering unto the Lord of hosts. And this have ye done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regardeth not the offering any more, or receiveth it with good will at your hand. This is speaking of the wives in whom the husbands would put away, the Jewish wives in whom the husbands would put away in order to take upon strange wives, pagan wives, and how these women, these rejected women, would come and weep at the altar, and the Lord, he's just had enough at this point. Yet ye say, Wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant. And all of this is showing the physical faithlessness, which could be seen by even atheists could see how faithless that these men were by rejecting their wives and being unfaithful to their wives and taking on these heathens. And the Lord sees this and he says, look, you're doing the same thing to me. You're far more faithless to me than you are your wives in your hearts. And he's bringing this out in the open. I like what Matthew Henry said about this. The wife is to be looked on not as a servant, but as a companion to the husband. There is an oath of God between them, which is not to be trifled with. Man and wife should continue to their lives in holy love and peace. Marriage is one of the most serious things that one could ever be a part of. And did he not make one wife, Eve? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit, and wherefore one? Why one? that he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. For the Lord, the God of Israel, saith that he hateth putting away. For one covereth violence with his garment, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that ye deal not treacherously. Now let's very quickly observe this, how these husbands would cover violence with their garment, which it's believed to mean that they were trying to frame idle excuses to cover the violence they have done to the wives of their youth. They would make up excuses. Well, she's not providing for me physically. Man, you know what I'm talking about. She's not doing her part as a wife. She's neglecting to do her part, so I have to take upon me another wife in order to fulfill this duty. See, these little petty excuses. You know, I've never ever heard that marriage is an easy thing. I've been in relationships myself. I've never been married, but I have been in relationships, and those are just terribly difficult. Ye have wearied the Lord with your words, yet ye say, wherein have we wearied him? When ye say, every one that doeth evil is good in the sight of the Lord, and he delighteth in them. Or, where is the God of judgment? Ye say that it is right in the sight of the Lord to put away a wife, is what's being said. You say that it's okay to do that, because she has no longer found favor in the sight of her husband, and because it has not been signally punished hitherto by the Lord, because it's not right away punished, ye blaspheme and cry out, where is the God of judgment? Well, God's not sending his judgment, so it must be all right. It must be okay what I'm doing to her. Were he such as he is represented, would he not speak out? If I'm doing wrong, why is the Lord not punishing me?